Welcome in a second part of our video about brightnesses of the displays and the reflections. So today we have a perfect sunny day. As you remember, in the first part of the video we have been recording in the cloudy day. So we needed the sun to show you how does it different when the light conditions change. So today we have like a spotlight, yes, because the bright sun is a spot for our displays, and we will see reflections on our displays. So let's see how it looks on the example. Okay, so what you see right now is a direct sun reflection on a 3 displays. Again, we have the same situation. So we have 300 candela, then 500 candela, and 1000 candela displays. All of the displays are the same, and they are the same configurations as before. The only difference between them is a brightness that we set in a software of a board. So right now you see the full sun reflection, and we don't see much of the content. Actually, as a human, I can see it a little bit better probably than it's on the camera. I can see the content on pretty much all the displays. Of course, the best contrast I see on the 1000 candela display that is on the right side here, which is our standard brightness. So now I will move the camera a little bit off the direct sunlight. We'll go a little bit into the shadow, and now you see more, let's see, content, and the contrast is higher because we don't have this direct reflection, but still we have a lot of light and still a lot of reflections. But anyway, when looking from this angle on a display, we see quite a good difference between these two, that is 300, 500, and then 1000 candela. So this 1000 candela in this configuration is a winner, of course, and we see the highest and the most clear image on the right side. So this is with the bright content, which is pretty important. I discussed this before. When we have a lot of light, it's a way better to use a bright and the white, let's say, background content. Then the contrast we can achieve is very high. Now I will switch the images to the dark images. Let me do that by touching the screen and then stopping. So now we have the dark content on the screen, and we don't see much of this content. So you have the clear example where we change the content to the dark one. It's not good for the bright environment. And actually, if you will go outdoor and you will see the ticket machines or vending machines or EV chargers of our customers, most of them use the bright or white background for the content creation, and then the image is, of course, the best. Okay, so we have 3 displays here. All of them are the same like before, so they are air bonded. So it means we have the reflections between the touch screen glass and the display itself, because we have the air gap there. And as you know, Riverdi is highly promoting displays with optical bonding when we remove the air gap in between, which is highly recommended for most of the application, either indoor and outdoor, that improve image quality pretty much. Because as you can see right now, even on these reflections like before, on the area where we have the air in between the display and the touch screen, we see very high reflections, which is like completely different color even than the black frame around. So that means we have a lot of reflections there. So let's check how it will look when we'll add display with optical bonding here to this configuration. Okay, so now we have changed the configuration, and we have 500 candela air bonded display, then we have 1000 candela air bonded display, and the last one is optically bonded 1000 candela display. When we have the reflections like this, they are pretty spot. So the situation today is a little bit different than before, because when we had a cloudy day, we had more even light from the sky. Today we have more spotlight, so I will try to move the camera a little bit to show you how the spotlight is being reflected on different displays. But first we see like the full reflection, let's say, and we don't see much content, especially on the middle screen where we have the direct sun reflection. But when I will move a little bit only to go into the shadow, you will start to see the content right now. And starting from 500 candela display, we see something. Then we have this 1000 candela air bonded display, and the last one, the image should be the best, where we have the optically bonded version. Actually, again, as human, when I'm standing here, the last display I see the most clear and the most vivid. But let's move the camera a little bit back to have the spot reflection. As you can see on the middle screen, we have, let's say, the quite strong reflections. The same situation will be if I will move the sun here to this display. We don't see much content, and when I will move to the last display, we have a chance to see a little bit content because of the fewer light reflections. And again, as a human here, when I'm standing using my eyes, when I look on this last screen, I see like the spotlight, the sun being more, let's say, spot reflected and not scattered like I see this on the other screens. That means when I see the sun in a spot, it's an area, of course, when I cannot read the content, but the rest of the screen is readable for me, even if the sunlight is directly reflected. And it's not the case with the other displays where we don't have the optical bonding. So here, when I see the sun that is reflected, is pretty high scattering of the light, and the whole display is, let's say, very bright, and I don't see much of the content. So of course the optically bonded display here is the winner, as in theory, also in practice, as we have shown in our videos. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope it was interesting and informative, where we have shown different brightnesses of the displays with different light conditions, and also different reflections using air bonded displays and the optically bonded displays. We plan other videos when we will talk about outdoor environment more, because the light is only one challenge when we have outdoor displays. There is, of course, also weather conditions like rain drops that can be on the touchscreen. We will discuss this as well, and of course low temperatures when we use gloves. So this kind of solutions are also, let's say, supported by our standard displays. We will show this in other videos. So thank you for watching today, and let's see in another video.